A new Oregon bill has local breweries and wineries concerned. This would increase taxes on alcohol tremendously to help fund behavioral health and addiction services. We're talking 20 times where the tax is at right now. Now, those who would benefit say there's a good reason for this. Fox 12's Sarah Hurwitz joins us now live with both sides of this issue. Sarah?
Well, yeah, it's bars and restaurants like Deschutes Brewery here in Northwest Portland that have been hit hard by the pandemic. That's why the CEO says this is not the right time for this bill. But those in recovery say that this is what the state needs right now.
Once I started using, I was off to the races, and it became the most important thing to me.
Tony Vesna has been sober for nearly 9 years.
I was an IV heroin user living downtown Portland, spanging for money and committing small crimes to support my habit.
This is Vesna in 2019, holding a picture of his last arrest from 2012. He now runs the 4D Recovery Center in Northeast Portland.
People like me can go to detox, go to treatment, and then come to a place like 4D or Miracles where they can get long-term recovery, but there isn't enough, and there isn't like a coordinated way to make sure this all works together.
According to a new bill, House Bill 3296, Oregon has the third highest untreated addiction rate in the nation, ranking 47th in access to addiction treatment. The Addiction Crisis Recovery Act aims to increase taxes on alcohol to fund behavioral health and substance use programs. The bill would increase the tax on beer or cider from $2.60 a barrel to $72.60 per barrel. Now, wine taxes would increase from 65 cents to $10.65 per gallon.
It's really about how do we build a system of care that looks at prevention, looks at intervening in people's use of substances before they become addictive.
Mike Marshall is the executive director of Oregon Recovers, which has had a hand in developing this legislation.
The Addiction Crisis Recovery Act will actually result in about 2,500 more residential beds. I think 4,000 outpatient programs, all kinds of recovery housing, all the systems of care we need to get the addiction rate down and the recovery rate up.
But opponents of the bill say this will hurt Oregon's large beer and wine industry, which the Oregon Beverage Alliance says this is an essential part of the state's economy and is already struggling because of the pandemic.
It was pretty shocking that somebody would propose, particularly at this time, an increase of that amount of money when we're already struggling to pay our bills.
Michael Lalonde, the president and CEO of Deschutes Brewery, says the tax would trickle down.
It would be incredibly painful at a time where we just don't have the ability to do something like that. We could not eat it ourselves, so that means it would have to be passed on the consumer if the consumer wants to pay additional money for beer, wine, or spirits.
Now, Oregon Recovers says the bill would increase on average a 12-ounce beer by 21 cents and increase a glass of wine by 31 cents. Now, I also looked at some data from the OLCC to get a sense of how much Oregonians are actually spending on alcohol. According to that data from May 2019 to December 2020, consumer liquor sales, they increased by $38 million. Reporting live here in Northwest Portland, Sarah Hurwitz, Fox 12 Oregon.